Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Knowledge. At the time of recording this video, we're getting real close to something super exciting, and that super exciting thing happened in about 5 days is Charlotte Collectacon, so I'm super pumped about that. I know a lot of you guys are pumped about it too, and for those of you that can't make it, don't worry. There's going to be a ton of content out there. I know I know for 100% certainty that Rattle Pokemon is going to be recording a ton of content at Charlotte Collecticon. He's gone all out. He's gotten exterior mics. He's gotten, I don't even know what those are called. They're like the things you hold where the camera auto rotates and stuff. So Rattle's going to be pumping out some good videos. I am a little nervous for Rattle because Rattle will be at Collecticon. There will be a huge whatnot presence at Charlotte Collecticon. So we'll see what happens with Mr. Rattle Pokemon and all that's going on. But I keep giving Rattle a lot of shit. I said, Rattle, we might have to pre-schedule a stream for you because I said I'm a little worried for you, you know? But don't worry. I feel like, Rattle's not the only one that gets threatened in the hobby. Maybe I get some, passive-aggressive threats too. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But, no, right now in today's video, I want to talk about some of my plays that I'm currently looking at in the hobby and just real near future, just going out a month or two, just things that I'm really looking at in the market, like real strong indicators. I know recently there's been some drama, but just for today's video, I think it's going to have to not be one of those cabal versus the Pokemon Flat Earth Society where everything is, this big conspiracy and, a bunch of hypocrites there saying that they didn't block somebody or delete their comment and, they show bullshit proof because they show their block list on their YouTube page. If I were to show my same block list, he would say, oh, PK just deleted my name. Whatever argument you would have used for me, just use it for you. Just don't be too chicken shit to have me on your channel for a debate. I'm out here. You want to debate? Let me come on your channel. We'll have a one-on-one debate. Very easy. 1 versus 1 debate. On your channel anytime you want. Don't be chicken shit. You sound pretty chicken shit. You sound like you're doing a lot of going back on a lot of the things you said, like, I'm not afraid to talk to anybody in this hobby. Anybody wants to come on my channel, they're more than welcome. If they want to, say that their side is correct or my side's wrong, well, here you go. Perfect example. Don't be a little chicken shit, because that's what you are being. But anyways, we won't talk about that. And in fact, I don't have any more nice things to say about him. That was about as nice as the stuff I could say for right now. But no, in today's hobby right now, I'm looking at some of the real near-term things that are happening. So 151, we are knocking right on the door of 151. And think about it, September 22nd is the date 151 is going to be released. But not only am I curious about how 151 as a set's going to do, is I'm really curious on how this Pokemon Center stamped Squirtle card is going to perform. And if you guys are not familiar, it's literally the banner of this video is that Pokemon Center Squirtle. If you do not know, that Squirtle was a promo that was given out with a Pokemon Center UPC or 151 UPC. You had to pre-order that UPC in order to even be eligible for that promo. So it's that's going to be interesting to see. And originally when that promo was announced, it seemed that no matter what pre-orders you did for 151 through Pokemon Center, you would be eligible for that, but it doesn't seem like that's actually the case. It seems that it was only for that 151 UPC. And when you think about the 151 UPC, if it is in fact only a pre-order promo, so meaning after the fact when 151s are back up on the website, if this Squirtle promo is never released in some other, fashion, this Squirtle promo is actually going to be one of the hardest promos to attain. Yes, the special delivery Bidoof was super hard, but before the special delivery Bidoof was the special delivery Pikachu, that was literally available for an entire week in November. Or November 2020. All you had to do was spend $20 on anything on PokemonCenter.com, and you would get that special delivery Pikachu card. And then for the special delivery Bidoof, it was, relatively tough to get. You had to get a code. You had to say you were being willing to get the code. And then the special delivery Charizard, obviously, special delivery Charizard. Anybody that truly wanted the special delivery Charizard, they could have got it. Even if you didn't get the code, for a while they were selling as cheap as I saw some sales of $3 to $4 for that special delivery Charizard. A lot of sales around $5. If you wanted it, you could have got it. But this Pokemon Center stamped Squirtle card, because that 151 has such a high price tag for that UPC, $120. I think for a lot of us where we get down into like the niches, I think it's very easy to say like 120 is not that much money. But I'd say for the broad hobby, it's definitely a lot of money. So because there is such a high price point in order to get that Squirtle card, it's something that I'm looking forward to really, really. And how is that going to play out? Listen, personally, I didn't really want to pay full retail for the 151 UPCs. I did think because it became very apparent that the 151 supply was going to be pretty strong for 150 for UPCs. Maybe not Charizard UPC strong, but definitely strong enough where I did feel there was going to be a lot of good buying opportunities for it. Trust me, I didn't want to have to FOMO in and pick up 4 from Pokemon Center, but because that Squirtle promo existed, I was like, you know what? I will really regret not picking up 4 if this promo card ends up popping. And ends up popping could be like $70 to $100 promo card, depending on how hard it is to grade. I think it's going to be a little easier to grade, I hope. But with what we've seen lately for these recent Pokemon Center promos, they've been really, really rough. I was super excited for like the Charmander promo. This guy right here from Obsidian Flames, super shitty print quality. The same thing for Paldea Evolve with that sweet Pikachu promo, the same Pikachu promo that was the SV001 promo in Japan, the same one that was the SV001 promo in China. I was really excited for that one. That card, super tough to grade. Now, Special Livery Charizard, tougher to grade. Not impossible, but still really hard. And you see what those, Special Livery Charizards in a PSA 10, you see what those premiums are still carrying. So I'm fascinated to see this Squirtle, because Squirtle, big fan favorite Pokemon, huge barrier of entry, having to spend a lot of money on Pokemon Center to even get it. That's a big leap when you think about it. The leap from Special Delivery Pikachu, where you had to spend $20 on Pokemon Center, to this Squirtle at $120, it's a big leap. And we'll see, Now, this is the huge caveat. If PokemonCenter.com just says, oh no, we're not just going to hand out this promo with 151 UPCs. We're handing it out with everything. ETBs, not building battle kits, whatever those booster bundles. If all those get promos with them, then throw all my theories out the window. That will be a super cheap promo card because it will be readily available on the market. And if that promo card does, even if that promo card does continue to be released with 151 UPCs, then I think the prices of those will just get pulled down in the long run too. And then the next thing I'm looking forward to is just moving into the end of October, October 20th, you got the Charizard Premium Collection boxes that has the Charizard. It's like the full art, like crystal type Charizard from Obsidian Flames, but it's the promo in that. And I'm excited to see how those play out too, because it looks like there's going to be a lot of demand for those too. I think it's really going to hurt the Obsidian Flames full art card. I think given enough time, that card will be so overgraded on the market. The market will be super, super saturated. But in the very near term, those very, very first to market plays, I am curious how those play out. I think they will probably do like okay. But these are the things I look for promos in product that more or less hopefully can give you maybe not quite a break-even point for buying that product, but could have huge upside risks, especially in hitting a 10. Pokemon Center Stamp Squirtle in a 10, huge upside. That Charizard promo from the Charizard EX box, initial early graded plays, I think are going to have huge returns. But I don't think that is going to be a product that is going to be undersupplied. I think it's going to have a huge supply. And then going back to 151, one of the things I am going to do, which I'm always like hit or miss on this, is I'm going to open up the 151 UPCs and I want to see if these promos are worth it to be graded, because now between the Squirtle promo, the Gold Mew card, the Mew Alt-Art card in there, which some people are making the argument that Mew Alt-Art card is the best card in 151, and I can see both sides of that argument. It's definitely a strong argument. I think a lot of people really like that Mew promo, and then the next one is that Mewtwo promo in there. That Mewtwo promo, super mean-looking Mewtwo. I really, really enjoy it. I think that Mewtwo promo is really going to hurt, like, the Pokemon Go Mewtwo. I get it. Very different sets, very different releases, but when you take those two cards and you compare them to each other, like the UPC Mewtwo promo is just such a strong promo, like in comparison. So I'm definitely looking at that. And then as for the 151's Pokemon Center promos from the ETB with the Snorlax, I think it's going to do okay. I'm not like over the hills like on it. I think I'm that one I'm really going to wait to see. That is probably where my biases come in, where like there's certain Pokemon that I definitely prefer over others. And now I'm not going to sit here and say I don't enjoy Snorlax, but he's definitely a lot like, I wouldn't even put Snorlax arguably in my top 20 of Pokemon. He's on the fringes of, one of my favorite Pokemon, so we'll see. I know there are a lot of Snorlax collectors out there, but I just don't know if that promo card is going to have enough meat on it to really justify opening up those Pokemon Center ETBs, or if those Pokemon Center ETBs will more likely than not just be sealed product plays, which right now I'm leaning towards sealed product plays. But on the other hand, if people are opening up these Pokemon Center ETBs, all these Snorlax promos are coming out. Absolute gem mint condition. They're all going to be worth it to grade. They're not going to be like what we've seen with Obsidian Flames or Paldea Evolved, or even like some of the Scarlet and Violet promos. If they're not that like beat up, then yeah, I can definitely see it being worth it. Let's see. All right. I just wanted to do a quick live and mainly to just talk about Charlotte. I will be there driving in Thursday. I got some plans on Friday, but I'll be available Friday night. Saturday, obviously, I'll be vending. If any of you guys do have consignments, feel free to drop them off at the table, either Saturday morning, Sunday morning, and whatever, throughout the day, Saturday, Sunday. I will be there accepting consignments. And go back, there's a couple videos back where I talked about, like, all the terms for that. It's pretty simple. It's like the first 8 minutes of one of my videos. But it's going to be exciting. I know a lot of people are going to be showing up for this Charlotte collectacon, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. I think it's actually probably going to be, I would say, probably the biggest turnout for like this group of people in the Pokemon hobby. So that's going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, it's always a good time. Let's see. We got Drew. We got Lumile. First in the chat said hype. Number 1 mod in the game, Drew. Good to see you, my friend. Arthur, good to see you. Mr. Waller says, I heard PK is super excited to meet me, but won't make a video on it to keep him humble. Mr. Wallers, of course I'm excited to meet you. You are one of the chat MVPs on a lot of channels. You say some real funny stuff. Gakole says, first to the Cabal live. Yeah. Let's see. Cruise TCG says, Nostalgicnomics says, you are not blocked. Ha! Yeah, because he probably unblocked me. So, if I was a betting man and somehow I could have got Vegas to take those odds, I would have liquidated everything I owned in my entire life and put it on money saying he would unblock me and then show that he never blocked me. My ass. He just thinks everybody's born yesterday. I think that's all it comes down to. He just needs to let me on his channel for a one-on-one interview. Stop being chicken shit. Just let me on, have a one-on-one interview. If he thinks he's right, if he thinks that there's this cabal, if he wants to like do all this debating, do it. Don't be afraid. That's it. I think it just boils down to he's afraid, And if that's not the case, he's making up some real poor excuses. Mr. Walrus says, don't move on, PK. Yeah, I appreciate that, Mr. Walrus. Fresh Tat says, this is the current attention. Yeah. Let's see. Mr. Walrus, he's loving it. Let's see. Yeah, people are saying they like both of us. Listen, I like us both too. I just think he needs to, bring me on the channel, have a one-on-one. That's all. Don't be afraid. Don't hide behind. He hides behind the keyboard a lot. I've noticed that too. He definitely hides behind the keyboard. One-on-one. I'm out here. You want to bring me on the channel? Feel free. Between the Ropes says, hi PK, what's your current thoughts on Rissaversity? If you please make a future video on the topic of Rissaversity, I think it would raise a lot of discussion. Thanks. I have a lot of videos. I think you could probably go on my channel and just type in risk adverse, and I'm pretty sure within the last month or two, I talked about risk adversity in this hobby and the dangers of like risk adversity, that I'm going like really, really pushing the lines for like risk averse. A lot of things I'm talking about were like pack grading plays and stuff like this, where it was really like a lot of these plays, they're either going to perform extremely well or going to do extremely bad. And there's like that very, very small margin where it can just be like more or less a break even. I think a lot of that is like, for me, one of the cards I like to do for like risk averse is, in a perfect world, you grade a card PSA 8 is break even. 9, you still make a little bit of money. 10s, you make a lot of money. Those cards are tough to find, especially to really find them in mass and have those sort of margins last for the long term. I think it gets a little bit, it's actually a lot harder to find PSA 8s where are break even. So really, you got to find some of those cards where PSA 9 prices are break even, and then you make a lot of money in 10s. One of the things I was doing was really prepping for like Charlotte Collectacon, for doing the in-person thing. And one of the big things that I was pushing for there was not only cards that make a lot of money in 10, but I was like, okay, what about the in-person factor? Because that is one of the things we can't really always like go after, because in-person factor, doing a $25 in-person transaction is way different than doing a $25 eBay transaction. $25 eBay transaction, depending on whether you have free shipping plus eBay fees, it's really, really going to eat up any sort of margins you might have into that card. So I was looking for a lot of those cards, like those cards that I thought would have extremely good liquidity at like a 9 price, and where I would still make money. And I think I found a handful of cards, and I graded them in mass with that in mind. So, let's see. Namp90 says, because the Pokemon Squirtle is the same art as the one in the set, I'm okay never getting one. Yeah, that's the thing. It's that stamp. Everybody just loves that Pokemon Center stamp. And I'm curious how it plays out. It's one of those ones that I'm just going to be watching, definitely. Jade Rabbit says, I used to be here for PK, now I'm here for the Cabal. Rattle says, what up, PK and Peeps? Yeah, Rattle, I'm looking forward. Rattle better not like drop the ball. You better be pumping out that content while he's there. I'm hoping that the internet quality like in Charlotte is good enough where Rattle can live stream, because otherwise I feel like Rattle will just have to do a lot of pre-recorded stuff. And while a pre-recorded video is definitely always going to be way better on the editing side and everything like that, it will be, you'll lose a little bit of that luster than Rattle walking around and doing that actual live stream. I think we should just have like a Rattle live stream where he just sits in front of the Whatnot booth for like 30 minutes, an hour, and just see what happens. You guys watch Rattle's most recent video, or maybe it wasn't his most recent, it was his second to last one, where all the people were like doing coke on stream and stuff. Like, that was some absolutely crazy stuff. But it does feel like, I talked to Rattle about this, they even like call his name out there. It was as if these people were, I don't know if they were just giving it to Rattle on a silver platter, or they just really wanted to be kicked off of Whatnot for whatever reason. But nothing that they did on their stream was really indicative for people that's like, oh, they're really enjoying their Whatnot platform, they're really enjoying their Whatnot account, they're definitely here for the long run. I feel like they were really pushing hard, and especially the fact that they started calling Rattle out in the stream was actually kind of ridiculous. Oh no, I jumped to the bottom. Let's see. Jason M says, doubt anybody will say anything in person regardless to Whatnot people. I will see. I'll be interested to see what happens with Rattle. Pokemon Bystander said, what happened to the podcast? Podcast is just not going on for the near term. Let's see. Oh my god, I hate when I jump to the bottom. Let's see. Mr. Waller says, Rattle, will you sign my authentic base set case in Charlotte, please? Jade Rabbit says, Rattle, I need a series of energy cards from you. Each one signed, and it says, guess the energy on each one. Zach K said, PK and Rattle, good luck in Charlotte. Bust Whatnot balls if you get a chance. That's more Rattle goes after Whatnot. I definitely make my if Whatnot was scamming you videos, this is what it would look like, but I'm gonna give that to Rattle. Jew says, "What up, PK? Good to see you, Jews. Appreciate you hopping in on the chat." Uh, let's see. So Big Steve says, "Wasn't Retro supposed to go live tonight?" Yeah, I don't think. I think Retro ended up canceling his live he had. Uh, Giovanni's Pikachu said they definitely had a silver platter, all right. Talking about those people on that stream. Yeah, that was crazy. It's Rattle made another good video today. If you guys are continuing to watch that whole Whatnot scandal like play out with what was going on with Blake's breaks and stuff, and it's interesting. Like I think Rattle's on video number 29, but it's pretty fascinating that not only one that he could keep pumping out this many videos, but it's pretty fascinating like how much keeps turning up on all these videos, if that makes sense. Like how deep this goes. I wouldn't be surprised if this video series actually makes it to 69 videos. I know when he first started doing it, it was definitely more of like a meme comment, like, oh, I hope this series makes it to 69. But at this rate, how much stuff he keeps uncovering, and it does seem like a lot of these Whatnot people are still playing defense for a lot of each other. And like from a business side, I do understand that, which might sound bad, but like I get it. Like Whatnot as a company, the defense they're having to play, because at the end of the day, all these people in a way are their employees. And I've talked about it as recently as when Blasty was on the channel. I was talking to Blasty. I was like, Blasty, Whatnot is currently not a publicly traded company. If Whatnot was to go public and they were to release an IPO, and somebody who had no clue what Whatnot was and they just were listening to like investment people or like whatever, they have like a Motley Fool account that recommends like new IPOs that they should potentially invest in. And when they type in Whatnot, the first thing that pulls up is 3 Google pages worth of how Whatnot is scamming buyers, how their biggest breaker potentially scammed the community out of $11 million. If that's all the articles you see, anybody wanting to invest in a company like that would probably definitely be super hesitant and would probably not do it, which would mean that that IPO price would sell for substantially less than it might have without all this negative publicity. And when you think about like, okay, well, what is this company valued at? Is it valued in the billions? Would it be a would it be a $2 billion IPO price point? And with all this negative news, is it inadvertently pulling down the valuation of a company like Whatnot? Arguably, in the hundreds of millions of dollars, you can make that as an argument, yes. So it is crazy when you think about it in that sort of terms. And when Blasty was on the channel, I definitely was like asking Blasty his opinions on it. I think Blasty was like kind of passing it off a little bit as maybe not so much, but it's pretty crazy. Yeah, Pokebondo says, "What up, PK? Good luck in Charlotte. Make sure Nick doesn't get too crazy." Yeah, so I'll be driving down with both Nick Old School Pokemon and Jake from Pokenomics. Now, I know last time they drove down to Charlotte last year, everybody did request live stream, drive stream. Now, I cannot promise that I will do it, but I will definitely look at the possibilities. You know, obviously, whatever, driving on the highway, driving on an interstate, you're moving pretty fast. You're going to probably go in and out of service, or maybe not crazy in and out of service, but I just don't know, like, the capabilities of my phone provider in order to keep a smooth like live stream. But if it is possible, if it is something that I can in fact do, I will try to push both Jake and Nick in order to do that infamous live stream, drive stream. And then as for just content, like I have a couple things I'm gonna like do pre-recorded. Like I never really do pack openings. I picked up 2 of these tins from 2 different like targets. I think I'm gonna open them up, just go God pack hunting, and then that's about it. Like I'm not really a pack opener channel, so I don't even like. I don't really do much pre-recorded content, if any. Like, I will sprinkle it in, but I'm definitely just doing the content that I enjoy, and the content I'm enjoying currently is just the live stream type content. Just turn the camera on, start talking. Nothing's really pre-recorded. I might write down a couple bullet points that I want to talk during the live, but nothing really crazy, and it's just I've been making the content that I enjoy, so. And hopefully I've been making the content that you guys have been enjoying watching. Um, all right, but that's it. I just wanted to do a quick live because I do have a feeling that maybe I won't be able to like make content in the next coming days just because today is Monday. I leave on Thursday morning, but I'll probably spend Wednesday with, the wife and kid. I mean, the kids are all in bed right now. That's why I'm able to go live, as late as I wish I could go live earlier in the day, but I just can't do that with the family. But probably just spend Wednesday night with the wife or whatever. So I probably won't be making content right before I go down there. And in the event that I don't get any kind of openings or anything pre-recorded, there's going to be about a week long span of no content. So I am going to try to put out something, whether it's shorts at Charlotte. If We'll see. This is a touchy subject, but we'll see. Maybe we could just go live when everybody's just hanging out together, maybe at the trade night or whatever. I did go live when last time I was in Denver when somebody opened up some FPO packs. Even that, my phone was like trying to like get a good view. I accidentally hit some weird lock button where it like locked the camera angle in a poor angle. So live streaming is tough when you're at events, but maybe I'll do some pre-recorded stuff, and then when I do get back, edit a video. I'll definitely do a couple lives when I get back, just talking to you guys about my experiences at collectacon. How did the selling go? How did the consignments go? Just all that kind of stuff. But yeah, and then I'm gonna go watch a little bit of Bills Jets games right now, and I've been seeing some people talk about what's going on right now, and it looks like Jets are not doing too shabby or not doing too great right now. So we'll see how, if you guys are American football fans, we'll see how Aaron Rodgers does as the Jets quarterback. I'm in a like fantasy football league, and somebody texted the fantasy football league with a super troll comment while I was doing this live saying maybe the Jets are going to bring back Tim Tebow. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Aaron Rodgers is doing extremely poor. If out of all people in the world, you got a nice Tim Tebow comment 4 years after the fact. So yeah, guys, appreciate every single one of you. I did it. I made it under 30 minutes. But as always, I'll catch you guys on the next video.